tonight's topic is creating content. Let's get stuck in. Creating a content plan that attracts new customers. Give me a thumbs up or give me a message saying, yeah, you like the sound of that. Creating a content plan that attracts new customers. And the reason that I want to talk about this, I'm so passionate about this topic, is there's a lot of fluff out there. There's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff out there. And we see somebody doing something on, Sales Hustlers, and we're like, oh, maybe we should do exactly the same thing. But, they have no clue as well, right? They're just trying things and they're throwing mud at the wall, right? I used to have that strategy in my life from social media, is throw mud at the wall and see what sticks. Right? But you need a content plan that attracts customers. And I'm going to give you a set way of doing it. So here's my questions to you is, what's your current content plan? From social media point of view, from video, from blog posts, from Instagram, from Snapchat, from YouTube, from Twitter, what is your current content plan? In other words, what do you post every week? Where to? And what results are you getting from this? See, the definition of insanity, we all know, is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Many of us, we have no idea what we're doing. So we just post a little bit here and there to, Facebook or to YouTube or to Twitter or something like that. And we don't even measure the results. We just the one result we do measure is views on Facebook. And I can't, if my credit card bounces tomorrow at the checkout, I can't say it's okay because I got 10,000 views on my video last night. As cool as those things are, man, I can't bank those things. So I'm talking real tangible results. What can you do? Or what's the results that you're getting from this stuff? What are you actually getting right now? Are you just posting away and hoping? Is that the plan? Or are you actually getting specific results? So do you wake up in the morning? And this is a little bit like me, right? I've often used to be waking up in the morning and wonder what I'm going to post on social media. Give me a bit of a wave or type yes in the comments section if that's you. You wake up in the morning, you're like, I don't know what I'm going to post. I know Dave, Sean, Glenn, they said you got to post something. And I'm like, I don't know, right? I don't know what I'm going to post on social media. And then we're just we get a daily mantra, or we hear somebody cool, or, we listen to Sean. I remember when Sean started doing his morning videos, who's unmuted? Let's mute all. Sorry. I remember seeing somebody else do a live video, half an hour after Sean did. And it was basically Sean's content. And I'm like, this is hilarious, right? It's just so funny that people just clone what they hear. But in other words, we have no social media plan. But if you're like me, you're looking to make money and get the leads to come to you while you sleep. Anybody who would like that? You come into your office, you check your email in the morning and you got a lead. And you're like, man, I don't even know how I got that. But not only did I get a lead, but I got paid, right? I got paid while I slept, right? We all want more traffic, but we're doing it the hard way. We just really are doing it the hard way. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. My goal for you tonight is to have a strategic roadmap for content creation. Yeah, a strategic roadmap for content creation. You will know exactly what to do. And I'm talking to car sales people mainly. And if you like Melissa or you're Naomi and you're an offshoot of that, it's still going to be applicable to you, but you need a strategic roadmap of content creation. And what if I told you that you could have, that should say a vlog, that first one. You could have a vlog, a blog, a podcast, Instagram stories and posts on Instagram, Facebook ads, LinkedIn presence from doing 10 minutes of video once a week. Who'd like that? Raheem's like, yeah, please, man. This is what we do. Oh my gosh, man, I want to be everywhere. I want to be omnipresent. I want to be on every social media channel. I want to get traffic from everywhere. But then we've been told we've got to create separate pieces of content for all these forums. And I agree, right? But something that changed my life recently was realizing repurposed content. okay? If you do 10 minutes of video a week, you can turn it into a blog, a podcast, and an Instagram story, and all the other social media, Twitter posts, all this sort of stuff. You can create it all from one 10-minute video a week. Now, can you do more? Yes. But let's eat the elephant one bite at a time. And I'm going to give you an amazing, amazing case study to talk about tonight of somebody that's been doing this. And I might have mentioned this person before. So your goal is what? Is to get more views on Facebook? Is to make yourself feel good? You know, when you're having a bad day, is to go back over your videos and go, man, I got 10,000 views on that one. Whoa, I feel good. Man, then you can't pay your bills. I'm like, I don't understand this. People like, feel good. I did a show. Awesome. What did that help you? How did that help you get exposure? Oh, I didn't. Well, you know, what are we doing it for, right? Your goal should be to help you make more money. Let's be clear, right? And your content should be around helping your customers in a specific area, okay? So there's plenty of fluff out there. There's plenty of noise out there. Let's cut through the noise and let's avoid the pitfalls of the video and give you the roadmap. So here's the case study for you. I don't know if you can see it really clearly, but John Cadigan, who's a guy from Australia, just like me, and he just posted the other day, October 28th, that he smashed a bunch of records this month, an astonishing 2 million views on YouTube in the past 30 days, totaling 16.5 million minutes, or more than 31 years of total watch time. 40% of those people were in his target market. I know some TV shows would kill to manage that. Amazing what you can do these days with a TV camera in your garage and access to the dark side of the force. Thank you sincerely for watching. You can take a note of that YouTube channel, but I'm going to give you all his secrets today. Now, John Kagan labels himself as the Auto Expert TV. Auto Expert TV. He is a broker. I know we've got some brokers in this group as well. He's a broker. He's a car broker. In other words, he's basically a car salesman, right? Now, this guy sells a lot of cars. He has a multi-million-dollar business as a result of running his YouTube channel. Now, for him in the last 30 days to get over 2 million views, his average main video is viewed by over 200,000 people. Why? Why? We've got a profile like what he's doing. I've noticed success leaves clues, right? We just got to copy what people do that are being successful. Don't copy them exactly. And I can tell you, once you watch one of John Cadigan's videos, you don't want to copy him exactly, right? Firstly, he's Australian, right? And I heard a couple of people try to take off my Australian accent. It was bad, right? Secondly, all he does is abuse car dealerships. But what he does is he teaches people about the pitfalls of buying a car and some of the ways that you need to get around dealers. And obviously he's trying to sell his own service as a broker, but he's also educating people on which cars to buy, what are the pitfalls of buying, how to get the best price, how to get the best interest rates, and all this sort of stuff. And people love it, right? He comes across as an arrogant Australian redneck. That's what he comes across as. And my question has, ever since I saw one of his videos 3 years ago, my question has always been, why don't we do this? Why don't we just copy this format, do it better? And amazing from a car dealership point of view, how much we could actually leverage, right, when we copied his format. So what does John do? Why does he have so many viewers? And the answer is that he addresses the pain points of his audience. The pain points of his audience. What are the pain points? What do people hate about buying cars? Right? What do they hate about servicing a car, Naomi? What do they hate about coming to training, Melissa? Like, what do people hate? If you find the pain points out, they are the things that people type in to YouTube and Google. If you write articles, if you do videos based on those things, then all of a sudden your videos will start showing, your articles will start showing, because that's the things that people are typing into Google and YouTube. YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world behind Google. And so therefore, obviously video content is what we're focusing on tonight. So who is his audience? The thing is, it's your audience. It's exactly the same audience. It's people trying to buy a car. Is that your audience? Give me a wave if that's your audience. People trying to buy a car, service it, or alternatively, Melissa, you know, your audience is salespeople, so pretty damn similar, yeah? We're all in the same boat, right? So my question is, why don't we do what John does? Why don't we do what John does? Okay, so let's analyze what he does. Now, firstly, I want to announce to you that you can't tell anybody, right? But Sean and I have been working on writing his first ever book. It's going to be called Build Your Brand, because he's the personal branding guy, right? It's a cheesy photo, but it looks pretty cool, right? So we've been working on this format, right? And we've been you know, chatting about it backwards and forwards about what's going to go into, you know, what has he done to build his brand, and what other people, and he's going to have case studies in there, other people have done to build their brand. And I'm linking it to John because you know Sean, you don't know of John, but they're in essence doing the same thing, right? And here's the thing, this is what we've created for Sean's book. This is going to be part of Sean's book, is your Build Your Brand formula, right? And I can send, you'll get a copy of this PDF a little bit later. I'll put it in the group. But basically what the 3 steps that Sean's going to focus on is building your brand, getting traction on social media, and then converting leads. Okay, so we start off with your unsold Harry. What are their pain points? And then why you? Then we design and we implement the brand, and we go through the social media thing, right? But if you truly understand your unsold Harry, you understand what their pain points are, and you understand that you've got a message of why they should come to you, why they should trust you. You can't just put a video together saying, you know, I'm the trusted car guy. Or, you know, Sean Hayes, I make car buying easy. You can't just say that. You've got to show them how it's easy, right? And so this part is really important. I've highlighted the yellow box tonight because that's what we're talking about, creating quality content. You can see where it fits in with the whole build your brand formula. Okay, so in order to get down the bottom, right, we want customers for life. That's the last step. But in order to get customers for life, we actually have to sell them a car. Let's work backwards, right? We actually have to convert a lead. In order to convert a lead, we have to nurture a lead. In order to nurture a lead, we have to get a flipping lead. And from social media point of view, we have to get it while we sleep, right? In order to do that, we have to obtain referrals because they're our best source, or should be. And from there, we have to be socially engaging and creating quality content. So you can see how this is going to be a cool book. Give me a thumbs up if you're going to get a copy of Sean's book. How cool is that going to be, right? He's been working hard. We get up 5 a.m. Every Tuesday morning and spend 4 hours together. It's his day off, and like we just drill down and hammer this stuff out, right? So I don't know if you know, he might put my name somewhere in it. Anyway, so you need quality content on all platforms. And here's this is cool. Watch this, right? This is what we're talking about tonight. You'll see the top left box. Okay, have a look at that. Create video content. Now, when you create a 10-minute video, then if we go across to the right, you'll see transcribe video. Okay, so you just need to transcribe the video, get it transcribed by Rev, and I'll put all the resources a little bit later at the end. You get it transcribed, and then it becomes a blog. Now, you can go through and edit it and make it all snazzy, but at the end of the day, who gives a rip? It's a transcription as long as the video is quality, right? What's a Harry? Solomon, good question. What's a Harry? Your unsold Harry is your target market, right? Let's go back here for a sec. Your unsold Harry is your target market, who your ideal customer is. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, ask me a question via text if you've got something along the way, so I don't jump too far ahead, right? But have a look at this. Create a video content, and let's go to the right. We transcribe it, then we create a blog, right? From the blog, we can create some quotes, some little one-liners for Instagram. Also for Twitter. I didn't even put Twitter on that because like, who uses Twitter? Anyway, so you can create a quote for Instagram. Then what we can do from that blog is we can create a cheat sheet or an ebook, a downloadable PDF, just like I've got here, that people can use as a resource, and we can send to our email database. For example, you've got an email database, your dealership has an email database. Imagine the ability to send out a once a week, send out a cheat sheet or an ebook on how to buy a car better, on how to avoid pitfalls of buying a car, on how to get the right price for your trade-in. This is educating customers, right? And giving them more information. Transparency helps them trust us more. Okay, so that takes us across the right-hand side and down, right? But let's go down from the top left again. So create, I know I'm going way too quick, but I want to cover everything tonight and I want to get to the meat on the bones so you understand this, right? So top left, create video content. We go down. So we've created the video content. We post that video in full length to YouTube. Then what we do is we take a 5-minute snippet of it and we put it on LinkedIn with a little trailer on the end. Say, to watch the rest of the video, check out my YouTube channel with a link to the YouTube channel. Bang, right? You've just got people looking at it on LinkedIn and you've got them looking at it on YouTube. Now we added a 3-minute version for Facebook. Facebook algorithm tells me that most people watch 1 minute of videos, right? You know, especially pre-recorded 1 minute. So we want to give people the option to watch a little bit more. And so I always encourage a 3-minute video for Facebook. And then what we do is we edit a 1-minute version for Instagram. Okay, so we take the best part of it and we edit it down for Instagram. And we put it in a square box, and I'll show you how easy this is to do. Many of you are like, oh shit, man, I'm overwhelmed already. Like this is, you know, this is not going to be easy. But I'm telling you now that you have to do one piece of quality content a week. And now just repurpose the quality content as long as it's quality. Right? Many of us are going with the quantity strategy, and how's that working out for you? It ain't, because no one's following you, because lots of people are creating lots of stuff out there, and I can't even bring myself right now to log into Facebook or Instagram. I can't hack all the shit quality stuff. Sorry, my French tonight, but I'm passionate about this because I'm sick of crap content. And I just see it everywhere. I'm like, oh, you know, today I just decided to go live and I'm going to interview the person that's been interviewed 26 times, you know, on the same Facebook channel. I'm like, golly, man, we've heard this stuff, right? Now what I can do is, let's go back to the left-hand column. I don't mean to beat up anybody, right? Please, I'm justifying your failures here. The reason that you have been unsuccessful at social media is you haven't had a plan. Right? And I totally get it. And unless you take something like this, we're all going to fail. So let's go back to the post to YouTube, right? So whatever we posted to YouTube, we just take that and we convert it to audio. Boom, podcast, done. Once a week podcast. You become the auto expert in your town. You become the car buying expert that you say you are in your personal brand, that your logo tells me that you are, right? And there you go. Like, it's so important to focus on one piece of quality content and push it out. Now, Michael Cabela's, can it be automated? Yeah, absolutely. You want to be using some automated strategy behind this. But what I want to focus really on tonight is this part, the yellow part, is let's create quality content that people want to see, because the rest personally is easy. The rest is easy, but you're not even going to want to cut up your video or listen to your own voice if it's rubbish. If it's terrible content, you're not going to want to listen to it. You're not going to want to cut it up. It's not going to be good quality content, right? So you need to create good quality content that is aimed at 10 minutes and the rest happens, okay? Everybody doing okay so far? Give me a thumbs up if you like this content so far. All right, this is powerful tonight. I thought I'd just take the gloves off. Okay. So the videos that you should be doing are in 5 areas. And we're going to focus on 3 of those tonight. Okay. These are the 5 types of videos that you should be doing. Transparent videos. Now, transparent videos is somewhat what's his name? Oh, Glenn Lundy. What Glenn was talking about a few weeks ago, and talking about documenting your sales processes, or being in the dealership, interviewing other people in the dealership, and being sort of behind the scenes. That's what a transparent video is. Transparent video is also documenting your sales process, right? People say that they make car buying easy. Well, show me how you do that. Like, what is, can you, I remember when I used to be a sales trainer and back in the day, I sort of still do it, but when I was focusing on sales training, I remember saying to people, if you couldn't put your road to the sale on the wall of your dealership, there's something that you shouldn't be doing. If you have to hide part of your sales process, right, or the way that you handle objections, or this is what we want, this is the process that we take you down, you shouldn't be doing that, right? So transparent videos basically point towards me being transparent about everything in the dealership. This is how we service the car. This is the technician. This is what he does when he gets the car up on a hoist and all that sort of stuff. And they can be great videos. Now, the last one there is community initiatives. Again, something that Glenn touched on, and I'm a big fan of, because Glenn's track record in these are fantastic. Again, initiatives in the community. I call them cross-promotional videos, going and highlighting, spotlighting something in your town, a local store, a local business, whatever it might be, or doing something special for the community, giving back, doing a Christmas present drive, giving a car away, all that sort of stuff. That can help you go get traction on social. Here's the thing about those two ends of it. They have nothing really to do with actually buying a car. The ones that have to do with buying a car are in the middle: buying tips, reviews, and vehicle maintenance. All right. Now, I don't care whether you sell or service them. All these three in the middle will be applicable and appropriate to you. So that's what we're going to focus on. So what's a buying tip? Let's talk about buying tips. And this, again, this is somewhat plagiarized from John Cadigan, but at the same time, I've seen some of my friends in dealerships in Australia start to do this, and it's getting them traction. And I know obviously it's getting massive traction for John Cadigan. So let's talk about these things. I've got 13 buying tips that all you need to do tomorrow morning, the next day, whenever you're doing the video, is pick one and do a great video about it. So my question to you, and I want to bring somebody on the call, right? So just type in the chat section, just type me if you want to be the volunteer. Right now, I'm going to ask you some questions. Just type me. All right, Rahim, good man. All right, Rahim, I'm glad you're in here. All right, so let's talk about how to beat the car dealer. What would be 1, 2, or 3 things? You work at a car dealership, right?
Right.
You sell cars.
Of course.
So what you're doing is you're in this topic, for example, you're talking about not you, you're talking about the other dealerships, for example, in your town, or your competitors, or the ones that you've heard from your customers that do a bad job, that give a bad experience. What would you advise people to do to beat the car dealer?
I guess the number one thing that I would do that I already, it's kind of like what I use as either a closing or objection handler, is like one of my main source of leads, for example, is car gurus. So I just pull it up in front of them in like from the dealer dashboard area that tells you exactly what rank your vehicle is compared to so many others. So I use that as a way to beat my competition, and that's kind of what I would tell all my customers. If they're
Cool.
not in the green for any reason, I just think it's not a good deal. And it's compared by so many
Awesome.
across the board.
Now, some people would like flip and have a heart attack when we're talking about doing this. All right, but if we did a video, for example, and we said, in this video, my name's Dave Benson and I work down at XYZ Motors, and in this short video, I'm a car dealer, but I'm going to tell you how you can beat me. how you can get a fantastic deal and make sure that you sleep easy at night knowing you've got the best deal possible. How to beat the car dealer coming up, right? Tip number one of how to beat the car dealership is use car gurus. I don't know if you've ever been on Car Gurus and you explain that, right?
Right.
That's the content of your video, right?
Right.
And you're going to come up with 3 or 4 points on this first video subject, right? Now, if you put how to beat the car dealer, right, that will rank on Google. It will rank on YouTube, right? And then when we're talking about video creation and repurposing that content, now you've got a blog post from how to beat the car dealer. Now you've got social media posts out there rather than you posting, and bombarding people saying, hey, it's the end of the month, I'll pay $200 spotters fee. Anybody give me a deal? Like that's ridiculous, right? Yeah, man, how many people do that, right? So now you've got quality content going out. You like that?
I love it.
All right. So good job. Who else was on here? Sandra. I'm going to scroll down to Sandra. I'm going to bring you on. All right, Sandra. Sandra, I'm going to pick number 9, how to choose the right car. If I was to ask you, how would you best depict in a couple of points or 1 point, how to choose the right car, what would you say?
Well, we have on our website, we have a tool that says, find the best car buying body. So I would probably do a video showing the customer and ask questions like, how many people are in your family? How do you use your vehicle? How do you commute every day? So I probably would shoot a video and show them on our website how we do that, how we ask those questions. And then at the end, it shows you the vehicles in our inventory that best suits what the thing says.
Fantastic. All right. That's a great example. So how to choose the right car. So my name is Dave Benson and welcome to today's video. On this video, I'm going to teach you how to choose the right car and make sure that you don't buy the wrong one. Because I don't know about you, it'd be a bad decision if I just spent $30,000 and I realized 3 weeks after I got it home, it was the wrong car. So point number 1 is when you come into the dealership or online with us, we take you through a specific strategy as far as questions that we ask to best understand exactly what you're after, because many customers know what they want, but they don't really know what they need. So we ask you some set questions so that we understand exactly what you're after to find the perfect car for you. The second tip might be, for example, we always encourage you to test drive 2 cars, because that gives you the comparison. You don't need to test drive 4, 5, 25. You need to at least test drive 2 that are suited to your needs. So at our dealership, XYZ Motors, we always do absolute no obligation free test drives, XYZ, right? And we always encourage you to test drive 2 vehicles and choose one that's suitable for you. Bang. Right? Now, flesh that out. Make it 5, 6, 7, 10 points. And make it a 10-minute video. Does that make sense? Is that good? Sand, where'd you go? Awesome. All right, one more person. Yeah, absolutely, Trenton. You can absolutely do it, right? It doesn't matter what you do, right? Focus on the pain points. All right, who was next? Michael. Where's Michael? All right, Michael Cabales. Unmute you.
All right.
All right, I'm going to pick, well, you pick one.
Did we do number 1 yet?
Yeah, we did number 1. Yeah.
All right. Beat the car dealer at the finance office.
Okay, beat the car dealer in the finance office. Whew, man, the finance department is going to beat you up, right? And
Right.
But how many pitfalls are there about financing, right? And how many people are scared about making the wrong decisions, right? So, give me one strategy that a customer could use to beat the car dealership in the finance office.
They have a better idea of how they're driving. That plays a big part of it. How they'll be using the vehicle.
Right.
A lot of that's going to be part of their fact finding, because they come in. If they're driving 12,000 miles a year, they might not, or they're using it long commute. They might want to get extended warranty so they don't come back, and then they
Right.
like, oh, you sold me this car and now it's broken. Well, sir, you've driven 100,000 miles in 3 years. should have got
Right.
extended warranty. You know, that's
So I love where you went there. What you just did is you just educated people about the finance office and why we do what we do. So there's, so how to beat the car dealership on, in a finance office. Many of you be thinking, how can I screw them down to get a better interest rate? Or how can I not pay that extended warranty they're gonna offer me? Or how can I, not take a lease and all that sort of stuff? But in this video, I want to give you the 10 reasons of the finance process and why our dealership, for example, does it better than anybody else. We're going to be transparent about it and bang, 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 right? So firstly is know exactly the type of driving that you do when you step into the finance office. The reason for that is you'll know if you need an extended warranty. You'll know if you need the gap payment or whatever it might be, right? See where we're going with that?
right.
All right. So you can pick ones that, obviously suit you and best suit you. But at the end of the day, what this is mainly focused on is your target market. Now, can you ask them? One of the best campaigns in the world. It's called the Ask campaign. Ask your customers what on earth they hate about buying a car and just do videos based on that. Because if they say it, I bet you that other customers exactly in the same position say exactly the same thing, right? So that is buying tips. There's 13 buying tips there. I did more, didn't I? Yeah, there's another 13 here, right? So you could, man, I just created 26 topics for you, right? One a week. That's half a year's worth of content, right? Right. What is the process for buying a car? Take them through your process. How long should it take to buy a car? Because many people say it takes too long. Yeah. So show people how long it actually takes. Document that journey. How to get the best interest rate. How to know if you're making the right decision when buying a car. How to choose the perfect car. How to get approved even if you've got bad credit. Like if you've got bad credit customers, you got to drill down into that way further than what I've just did on number 6 here. Right? How to get approved even you got bad credit. You could talk about the 3 things that you could do to show or to repair your credit over the course of the next 60 days, 90 days, whatever it might be, so that when you want to buy the car of your dreams, you're going to be ready. You educate customers like that, guess who they're coming to buy a car from when the time is, right? The 5 signs of a sleazy car salesman. Who wants to pick that one, right? Right? What does a sleazy car salesperson do, right? What do? They take your keys and they put them in the office to the trade-in while you're going for a test drive, right? They leave your driver's license on a photocopier, right? So that you don't get it back. So you have to come back into the dealership. Well, what else do they do, right? They bamboozle you with numbers. They write, lots of different numbers all over the page and all this sort of stuff. Just give advice. You don't need to tell them, come down to my dealership. You don't need to do that. They'll just do it, okay? So there's the buying tips. Okay, there's 26 of them. 3 reasons, I love this one. 3 reasons why you should buy a new car. It's coming up to winter, it's winter time and, you want to make sure that you're in the safest car possible. 3 reasons, I want to give you a short video. Here's 3 reasons why you should be buying a new car. Why 3 reasons you shouldn't be buying a used car or, whatever it might be. Okay, here's the second column, reviews. Okay, which cars will drop the ball in 2019? Sometimes you've got to be brave. I was watching Daniel Delgado and Nicole Arbour on Friday Night Live the other night. And one thing I love about Nicole Arbour is she's brave as anything just to put herself out there. And she speaks her mind. And here's the thing. If you're going to get some haters about this. Right? And if you don't run the dealership, I would make sure that before you pick a subject that you run it by the powers that be and maybe not pick, something that's going to ruffle feathers within your dealership, right? But for example, the lemon list, the top worst cars to buy in 2019. Could you come up with a list of those that aren't at your dealership? Don't pick the 4 cars that are on your lot. They're like the number 1 sellers, right? The top 5 cars with amazing towing ability, how emergency braking system works, how adaptive cruise control works, how Apple CarPlay works, just review parts of things. Because if you educate, knowledge is power. Yeah, you've heard that saying before. Knowledge is power. And the cool thing is, as we give the power to the customer, they give the power back to us. The law of reciprocation says the more I give, the more I get. Right? Listing versus financing. Which one's better for me? That's a great video for you. Right? How to pick the safest car for winter. There you go, Sandra. Spanish-speaking salesperson did one on Apple CarPlay. Awesome, fantastic. Raheem asked a question. Yeah, totally. Okay, so there's just reinforcing my statement. This is going to help as a BDC manager. This fits perfectly. Absolutely. You can do it for any role in any business, but I've obviously tailored this specifically to car sales, right? So there's your reviews, right? You could be talking about picking the safest car for winter. What's going to be the best option? All-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, CVT technology, dual clutch, going a stick, what's the best transmission for winter conditions, all those sorts of things. Review, become the expert, right? That you say that you are. Last one here is vehicle maintenance. Now, I didn't just do this for Naomi, but this one works for all of us, right? Because when we're talking about vehicle maintenance, what we're doing is we're actually helping customers with their experience. Remember, post-sale. One of the things that we often drop the ball with is we don't stay in contact with our customers post-sale, right? And therefore they don't trust us because all they saw in us was that they knew that we had dollar signs in our eyes. We only cared about them up until the sale. But if we care about them ongoing and we send, for example, a weekly video, or we get them to subscribe to our YouTube channel and we're putting up a YouTube video every week on, for example, should I be letting my car warm up before I drive off? Is that a question that a lot of people ask? Yep. All right. Can you answer that question? Yep. What gas option is the best for your car in wintertime? I know I'm focusing on winter, but I know it is winter. It's not here. I'm sweating buckets here. It is where most of you are. Shouldn't you put nitrogen in your tires? Is my car's fuel consumption too high? How to winterproof your car? Those sorts of things. You become expert. Now, who feels like they're overwhelmed right now? Give me a bit of a wave. If you're overwhelmed, oh my God, I got to do all this. How am I going to do all this? How many did I say that you have to do every week? Uno, no miro. See? One. You only have to do one. And the cool thing is you're going to start to build a following. You're going to start to put good quality video content and focus on good quality. If that means you have to retake it 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, it doesn't matter because we're moving. I'm not saying that you don't need to be posting on social media daily, that you don't need to be doing Facebook Marketplace, that you don't need to be doing this other stuff. But this is one piece of the puzzle that we miss. And we forget it, and then we realize no one's following us, apart from Sean Hayes, Dave Benson, and Jeffrey Lee Parton. And that all makes us feel fantastic, but at the end of the day, that ain't paying your bills, right? So, vehicle maintenance. And there's 11 topics. So what have we got? We've got 11, 27, 40, 53. I just gave you 53 topics. I just gave you a year's worth of topics that you could use every single one of those subjects or create your own. But here's the thing, why I've created those topics is because not only has John Cadogan used some of those things, right? And plagiarism is the highest form of flattery. But what I've also done is I've run those in Google Trends and in YouTube, and I've run those and they rank. And you want to go viral, then do what viral people do, right? So the cool thing is that you could have a vlog, a blog, a podcast, Instagram stories, posts, Facebook ads, LinkedIn presence, Twitter presence, Snapchat presence, Tinder presence. No, don't use Tinder. In just 10 minutes of video a week. Pretty cool, yeah? So how do you do it? Don't think about this, right? You just got to execute on this. I've given you the game plan. Now, I'm going to give you some more logistics of how to actually make it from one to another. In just one sec. And I know I want to take some questions, but here's the thing. If you truly want to disrupt the industry, if you truly want to eradicate negative stigmas, you will put your job and your processes on show. We always say, I want to eradicate negative stigmas in the car industry. What, with the flipping 10 people that you dealt with last month? And that's not gonna, you've got a long way to go if you want to eradicate negative stigmas and you're dealing with 30 people a month, right? So if you want to disrupt the industry, the time is now. Because here's the cool thing, ladies and gentlemen, no one's flipping doing this. No one is doing this. So much so that John Cadigan, who is an Australian, is getting 1 million views, well, 2 million views every 30 days on his YouTube videos. Why? Because he's dealing with what people want to see. So again, I'm going to give you a copy of this PDF, and so you're going to get all the resources. But here's some that I really suggest to help you along the way. The first one is rev.com, rev.com. And what you do is you take your 10-minute video. Once you've perfected it, right? You take your 10-minute video and you send it. You plug it into YouTube first, and then you send the YouTube link to rev.com. It costs $1 per minute. Okay, so this is why you don't want to be doing this every day, because otherwise it's going to cost you a fortune. But if I said to you $10 a week with Rev, man, you'd pay it, right? So you get that transcribed as a now blog. Then what we can do is obviously take that to a blog. We can take parts of it out. We can use it as Instagram quotes and all that sort of stuff. The next resource that I suggest is InShot. It's an app for your phone. I'm pretty sure it's on Android as well as Apple. But it's what I use to be able to create Facebook story videos, right? So you know how the Facebook stories are in portrait, and you will record these in landscape, by the way, okay? You will record these as professionally as possible. You will try to have some sort of wireless mic set up. I would always encourage that, or at least keep it at the phone, or try to get somebody at the dealership or somebody to help you out to record it. Don't just walk around with a selfie stick on this one. All right, really take it to that next level. So InShot will turn it into the different sizes. So you can put it on Instagram TV, and you can also make it square, and then you can put the headings above and below. Have you seen some of Glenn Lundy's videos? And he's got the title above and below. About what's it about, and you'll see a lot of those on Instagram. You can do that all in InShot, and that's all free. GoDaddy, if you want to create a blog, I would encourage you to use GoDaddy, or if you want to upskill and take it to the next level, then to get a Build a Brand account. That's a big encouragement for you, right? Is if you haven't got that already, set up Build a Brand, and then you've got your blog all ready to go. If you want to start putting ebooks together and cheat sheets, you're going to need ClickFunnels. All right. Now, ClickFunnels cost you about $150 a month. So this is for really, I would encourage you, unless you're a dealership principal or general manager, you probably wouldn't be doing this at this stage. But understand that if you want to create some cheat sheet and some resources, some landing pages, ClickFunnels is where you should do it. The next one is Over. I talk about this one all the time. OVER. It's an app on your phone, and it's the best, because I create all my like thumbnails for YouTube videos. You need to create thumbnails. All your like little outro, call to actions. For example, like on your Instagram, you're going to be doing, hey, to watch the rest of this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, for example. And so you're just going to create a little image, and you can do that on the Over app. Okay. And the next one is for book covers. So ebook covers, all sorts of great 3D sort of imagery, so that you just create that image in, for example, Over, and you put it into placeit.com, and what it does is like create a 3D version of that image, so it looks like an ebook, for example. So again, a great resource if you want to take it to that next level. Okay, so there's some other resources that I could run you through, but the most important thing is get started. Okay, so over the course of the last hour, would you agree it's been time well spent? Everybody doing good? Now, obviously, I can't cover everything on this one, but I'm going to give you the PDFs, and I really, most importantly, don't worry if between now and Christmas you don't even get anything live. And the reason that I say that is that if you write 5 of these, like topics, for example, I always encourage, like Sean does, is he bullet points before he does a video, right? So if you're going to be talking about, let me go back to it, like if you're going to pick a topic like, you know, comparing all the warranties out there, right? That you write 5, 6, 10 bullet points for it. And once you've written those 10 bullet points, don't just write it for one video. Do your best when you're in the zone to write out some bullet points for 3, 4, 5 videos. Because what I've noticed is if you're in the recording zone, you don't want to record one video, because what you can do is in the space of 1 hour, you can knock out, with a couple of takes, you could knock out 4 videos. Now, if you knocked out 4 videos in 1 hour, that's a month's worth of content. So what I'm encouraging you to do is I'm encouraging you to focus on the creation of the content tonight. I'm not worried about the logistics behind it, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm not worried about, you know, how do I get it to a blog and how do I get it to Rev and how do I create imagery? That stuff will come. Create the content first and go from there. Okay, so my question is, what will you do tomorrow? And I'm going to take some Q&A for about 10 minutes. So I'll turn my screen off in a second, but what will you do tomorrow? Because the challenge is the world isn't short of ideas. You know, I have never shared this presentation with anybody. I've had it written for quite some time and I've made some adjustments to it just today, but I've never shared it with anybody, but I've shared John Cadigan's story and I've shared some of the frameworks behind it. And I see so many people that they say they want to do this stuff, they just don't execute. So my encouragement to you tomorrow is to go and to create 4 videos, even if you just bullet point them and you decide that Friday is your filming day, right? And so Solomon, you're going to nick your, you know, you're going to take your videographer, right? And you're going to say, man, I need to borrow you for an hour, right? And man, I need your good quality camera and I need, you know, I need the lighting rig and I need to do this. And I'm going to perfect, I'm going to practice my script. I'm going to practice it in front of the mirror. And I'm going to nail these videos on Friday, for example. That's what I would encourage you to do. And then what you've got is, even if you don't start this till New Year, right? Think about what we've got going into 2019, right? So that was my slide from last night. Don't worry about it.